Creamer Media's Mining Weekly is interviewing Jan Nelson, the CEO of Copper 360, a recent Johannesburg Stock Exchange listing that has attracted a lot of interest. Jan, it's great to chat to you once again. What is the latest news coming out of Copper 360?
We've got some great news. We've drilled a number of holes that has confirmed an historical database that we inherited from Newmont at our Rietberg mine, and we've made fantastic intersections. And in addition to that, we've discovered a new copper deposit on surface with just incredible grades.
That sounds fantastic. And have you got any way of measuring how much is there?
If we talk about the new discovery, where we've just done surface sampling, we've got an average grade of 5% copper and values of up to 10% copper on surface. And we estimate that there's about almost 2.5 to 3 billion rands worth of copper sitting on surface just in this small area. But we will drill it in the next coming months, and then we'll have a better idea.
And how long does it take to actually start getting some value out of that copper?
Martin, at the Rietberg mine through Ship Copper, we already have a mining license. So we will start mining from about August, September this year. There is already development in place, and we will develop to the ore body. But the ore body is also shallow. The first ore body we'll tackle, it's about 10-15 meters below surface. So we'll also tackle it from surface. So that will be quick. In terms of the new discovery, that also falls within the mining license area, which is great. And that will require an amendment to the mines work program. So probably about 8 months before we can tackle that. But there we need to do more drilling. So there about 8 months, and then about another 5 months to get going at Rietberg, where we can mine immediately.
So we've also, we've been confident about copper in the Northern Cape, but I didn't expect this sort of new find. And so where are you standing now in the copper world, do you think?
Martin, we're still small. And, we're gearing up towards the end of the year with the construction of our new plant on an annual basis. For the next year, we'll do about, 8,000 tons of copper production for the year. The next year, that will double to 16,000, still small. But if one of these open pits pan out, like we think it will, then in the next 3 years, we can grow our production to 50,000 tons of copper per year. And then we become quite a mid-sized player and a bigger player in terms of the African context.
So high grades and close to surface, that sounds like a very good offering.
Man, it's fantastic. As part of our rehabilitation activity at View Julia, as part of the OCC, we're cleaning up the old rocks and processing that. And when we cleaned the site up, we saw the whole site is just green with copper. And we sampled it, and this consistently values 6.8, 6.85, 10% copper. And, our chief operating officer, he's did a lot of work in Zambia. He said he's not even seen these type of copper showings in Zambia. So this is fantastic. We've got a number of geophysical anomalies where we think there's more. It's a little bit early for us to talk, but this is certainly fantastic new news, I think, for us and for South Africa.
And will you be doing more drilling, or is this the end of your exploration?
No, we will definitely be doing more drilling. Martin, look, we're more focused on mining. But, where you've got a deposit on surface like this, and it doesn't require a lot of drilling, that's almost like sort of mine definition drilling. So that we'll do. We won't do grassroots exploration, but we know where these showings are, a bit of surface sampling, and then you come in with a core drilling program to define the ore body, then open pit design, and then you go. So that we'll do.
And how much do you think this extends the life of operation there?
Martin, it's difficult for people to believe it, but with what we have, because, nobody's used to having copper in South Africa, we've already had in excess of 100 years worth of copper that we can mine, but this extends it well over 200 years. But I think the plan, here will be to target the high-grade deposits first. That, while the copper price, we expect the copper price to go up to the 10,000, 12,000 US dollars per ton levels next year, that while the copper price is good, that we go and target those high-grade deposits first and make our shareholders a lot of money.
But you also make copper plate there. How's that going?
That's going very well, Martin. We have upgraded. We're in the process of upgrading our plant. We're replacing our foul dams with thickeners, and that will increase the recoveries from about 50% to 80%. We've just bought a new crushing mobile plant for about 30 million rand that arrived on site actually this morning. And that will increase our throughput from 30,000 tons a month to 120,000 tons a month. So that will enable the plating to go up to about 150 tons of copper by the end of the year, which is also very good. And then we've got the conch plant coming online. They'll do about another 550 tons of copper a month.
And when it comes to funding, do you see that you'll have enough to do everything?
Yes, we've raised, we raised about 260 million when we listed, and that will certainly see us through in terms of our capital requirements until the end of the year.
What has been your experience of Copper 360 so far as a listing entity on the AltX of the JSE?
Martin, look, our price has been quite volatile, and 2 days after we listed, it shot up to 20 Rand, which was good, but it's come down to, I think, the levels where the company is realistically valued. But although it's been volatile, we've seen quite a bit of liquidity in our share price, which is unusual for a junior our size. So we're very happy with that. So, when the shares trade in and out, that's good. So our experience has been a good one. The JSE has been good. The investor sentiment's been good. And in terms of the share price going up and down, Martin, my view has always been that we must focus on the operations and do the right things on the ground. And if we do, the share price will appreciate systematically over time. But, if you want to watch it every day, you're going to drive yourself mad, and that's not what we must do. But our experience has been fantastic, and I can only commend the JSE. It's been one of the best things we've ever done. And I think there's a resurgence in companies coming back to the market, to the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. There's a lot of retail shareholders that want to invest. You've got funds like Coronation who will only invest in you if you're listed. So we found it a very good experience, and it's not been a costly experience.
And what are your medium-term and long-term aspirations for Copper 360?
Well, Martin, what we're doing now is the first priority in the short and medium term is to finish the construction of the concentrate plant, the upgrade of the SXEW plant, and then we are busy also putting in place an alternative energy solution for the company that will take care of our energy needs independent of Eskom for the next 3 years. I can't say too much about it. But that's going to be the 3 priorities: the construction of the plant, upgrade of the other plant, and then putting this renewable energy option in place. And the plan is to get this all done by the end of the year to the first quarter of next year. And then we'll focus after that on the next phase of expansion.
And how many megawatts do you need?
By the end of the year, we'll need 10 meg, and by the end of next year, we'll need about 20 meg. But we've got some very good solutions in the area that will take care of that. Look, one will never go off Eskom, and Eskom is still pretty cheap. And we understand the issues that Eskom has, so one can complain or we can stop complaining. We know the government's working on solving the Eskom issue. We just have to make sure that we put alternative measures in place for those times when we're down, and that we know we've got security of energy supply should Eskom move up to a higher stage of load shedding. So it's that combination of alternative and Eskom, and getting the right mix going forward without spending too much capital.
And what, in your view, should be the biggest takeaway from this interview we're doing now?
Is that there's a new copper giant standing up in the Northern Cape.
That was Creamer Media's Mining Weekly, speaking to Jan Nelson, the CEO of Copper 360, which is going great guns on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange.